Hey, some of you may recognize me from around the halls and classroom. My name is Pierre Lafour. I'm the one who's been interviewing classmates throughout the semester. My thinking behind doing this video is so that we can kind of socialize and hear more about each other's stories, why we want to become nurses, and where we would like to work, and where we're coming from as a whole. Us being the Corona cohort, we didn't get to, socialize as much as we normally do. And so this video is a passion project of mine to kind of dive into who we are and our motivations to provide care to people. This video is going to consist of 4 parts. The first being where we're coming from as a cohort. Second, where we currently are in our nursing school studies and education. Thirdly, where we would like to go or where do we see ourselves going. And last is going to be some reflection on advice and things like that. So stick around. So, what do I mean when I say where we're coming from as a cohort? That consists of 3 components. Where you were born and raised.
I was born in Marietta, Georgia, and I was raised in Canton, Georgia.
I was born in Savannah, Georgia, and I was raised in Effingham County.
I was born and raised in North Augusta, South Carolina.
I was born in Wisconsin, but I was raised in Roswell, Georgia.
I was born in Aiken County, South Carolina, and I was raised in Thompson, Georgia.
I was born in Athens, Georgia, and I was raised in Elberton, Georgia.
Snellville, Georgia.
Here in Augusta, Georgia, actually.
It's in Augusta, Georgia.
Here in Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia.
Born and raised in Augusta, Georgia.
I was born in Arizona, raised in Colorado.
Dallas, Texas, and then I moved here whenever I was 13.
Thompson, Georgia.
Swanee, Georgia.
I was born in Jackson, Georgia.
I was born in Evans, Georgia.
Cumming, Georgia.
Blue Ridge, Georgia.
I was born in Riverdale, Georgia, and I was raised in Cumming, Georgia.
I was born in Jacksonville, Florida, but I was raised in Brunswick, Georgia.
I was born and raised in Augusta, Georgia.
Covington, Georgia. It's a town right outside of Atlanta.
I was born in Los Angeles, California, and I was raised in Woodstock, Georgia.
Born in Snellville, Georgia, and I was raised here in Georgia, but I also spent some time in the Middle East.
I was born and raised in Augusta, Georgia.
Evans, Georgia.
Los Angeles, California, born, raised in Athens, Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia.
I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and I grew up in Gwinnett, which is like 30 minutes outside of Atlanta.
I was born and raised in Central Illinois.
Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
I was born in Staten Island, New York, but I was raised in Marietta, Georgia.
Dalton, Georgia.
Douglas, Georgia. It's Coffee County.
Evans, Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia. I was born in the Philippines, and I was raised in Thomasville, Georgia.
Right here in Augusta.
I was born and raised in Savannah, Georgia.
Born and raised in Augusta, Georgia.
I was born in Tacoma, Washington. My dad was military, so I moved around a lot, but I spent in total almost 10 years in Augusta. So.
I was born in New Jersey, but I was raised in Dunwoody, Georgia.
I was born in Yonkers, New York. I was raised in Metro Atlanta area.
I was born in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, but I was raised here in Augusta, Georgia.
In Venezuela.
Okay. Was it a specific city or?
Yes, Caracas.
And that's
it's like the capital.
Augusta, Georgia. I'm a military brat, so I moved around just a little bit.
In Dawsonville, Georgia.
Cumming, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia.
Born in Athens, Georgia, but mostly raised in Kennesaw.
In Habersham, Georgia, which is about an hour north of Athens.
Conyers, Georgia. Augusta, Georgia / Waynesboro.
Born in Macon, Georgia, and raised in Gray, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia. Raised in Atlanta, Georgia. Go Braves.
Which part of Georgia? Like the metro or what?
I was like Chamblee Tucker area, so like Spaghetti Junction.
Decatur, Georgia.
Born at a University Hospital right here beside us. Raised on the other side of Georgia in a little town called Mount Zion.
So I was born and raised in Augusta, Georgia.
So here's a visual representation of everything we just heard from our classmates. Here's where everybody's from amongst the state of Georgia. And now we're going to be zooming out to the United States as a whole. As you can see, 57 students from the state of Georgia. Now let's zoom out even more. 65 of the people I interviewed were from the U.S., 1 from Puerto Rico, and 1 from Venezuela. What college you went to prior to nursing school?
At Augusta Tech and at Augusta University.
I went to Francis Marion University, a little tiny school in South Carolina.
AU.
2 years at Georgia College and State University in Milledgeville, Georgia. And then I did a semester at Athens Tech in Athens.
I went here, Augusta.
Georgia College and State University, Milledgeville.
Augusta University.
Augusta University.
University of Georgia.
Augusta University.
I went to 3 different colleges. I went to Savannah State for dual enrollment, and then I went to UNC Wilmington and Georgia Southern at the Armstrong campus.
Augusta University all 4 years.
UGA.
UGA?
Yeah. I went to Berry College my freshman and half of my sophomore year, and then GCSU.
Augusta University throughout my whole 4 years.
Right here at Augusta University. Go Jags.
All of my college career, I was in Augusta University.
I went to High Point University, which is in North Carolina, and I have a degree in exercise science with a concentration in health and wellness.
I went to Ole Miss for a year.
I went to Mercer University in Macon, Georgia.
Augusta University.
I went here all 4 years.
I went to UGA, and I actually graduated with a degree in psychology because I originally thought I was going to go to law school, and then took a year off to work and then came here.
University of North Georgia in Dahlonega.
1 year at Georgia Southern, and then I transferred to AU.
Where did you go to college prior to nursing school?
I spent 1 year at Georgia Southern and then transferred to AU and did the rest of my prereqs here.
Small community college in Douglas. It's called South Georgia State.
I went to the University of Georgia.
I went to Ole Miss, Hotty Toddy, for 2 years, and then I worked for a year, and then I came to AU.
AU. Georgia Southern for 2 years, and then I transferred back home.
I went to UGA for my prereqs, and then I went to Athens Tech, too.
I completed my prereqs at AU.
I went to Georgia State in Atlanta.
I went here.
Georgia College and State University in Milledgeville.
I went to Augusta University.
I went to a community college, Parkland, before I joined the military. And then I did Central Texas College online, and then I went to GMC before I came to AU.
I went to Augusta University before nursing school, so I went here for all 4 years.
Augusta.
I attended Augusta University before I went to nursing school.
I went to Kennesaw, Georgia, or Kennesaw State.
I went to the University of Georgia.
I went to Augusta University before.
University of North Georgia in Cumming.
Georgia College and State University.
University of North Georgia.
Which campus?
Oh, Dahlonega.
I've always been at Augusta University.
I went to Augusta University.
None, I was in the Navy.
I've gone to Augusta since I graduated high school, but I dual enrolled at Gordon State College for 2 years.
Nowhere, just AU.
So I earned my first degree at Georgia Southern. It was in psychology. And then I did some prereqs at Georgia Military College before coming here.
I did 4 years at UGA.
What'd you get a degree in there?
I didn't get a degree. I've always gone to Augusta University.
For classes, I went to Georgia College in Milledgeville, and then I transferred here when I got into nursing school.
Augusta University at Somerville campus.
Here all 4 years, Augusta.
So I started off here, and then I moved to Alabama for a little while and went to University of Alabama. And then from there, I went and got my LPN at Shelton State, and then I came back here and got a bachelor's in Health Information Administration, and then came back here to do nursing.
I started at Augusta University, and I'm finishing at Augusta University.
Kennesaw State University for a little over 2 years.
Okay, here's a breakdown of an infographic of all the different colleges we just heard from our classmates. As you can see, we got a majority of them in the state of Georgia. Now zooming out at the rest of the United States, we've got one in Texas and one in North Carolina. Here's a different graphic displaying the different colleges that we're from. As you can see, an overwhelming majority came from Augusta University. What extracurriculars were you involved in prior to nursing school?
I played college softball for 2 years, so that was a big extracurricular. That took most of my time, and then I was a part of like a house church ministry. That's
I was in a sorority. Is that included in extracurricular?
What sorority were you part of?
Kappa Kappa Gamma.
Sorority at UGA where I held leadership positions, the pre-nursing club, UGA Miracle. I was involved in the Wesley Foundation, and I also was a nanny for a family.
I was an RA, or resident assistant, in the housing department, and then I was men's discipleship leader and vice president of BCM, the Baptist Collegiate Ministry.
I did not do anything.
I did the study abroad program at Oxford my junior year, so I was in England for a semester, which was really cool. I was in the Redcoats, so I did marching band my freshman year at UGA.
What instrument?
Clarinet.
I ran track for a different college.
I was involved in the African Student Union, and I was also involved in the Pre-Nursing Society.
I was in the Delta Chi fraternity where I held several positions.
PNS, which is Pre-Nursing Society.
I don't have any extracurricular activities, but I did Human Development and Family Science as my last major.
I was in the biology club for 1 year.
What about Greek life?
Oh yeah, I was also part of the Pi Kappa fraternity.
I was actually on the executive board for a philanthropy at the University of Georgia called UGA Heroes, and they offer quality of life care to kids who are affected by HIV and AIDS.
In a sorority, and
what was the name?
I was in Phi Mu sorority, and I was their director of harm reduction and prevention. I was also in the exercise science club at my school, and also I was a resident assistant and an assistant resident director, and I was the president of the Hillel organization, which is like a Jewish student union.
I worked as a pharmacy technician, still do. Props to Kroger Pharmacy. And then I was in a Southern Leaders Club, a couple of other small things.
Just working like a regular job.
What was your job?
Working at Dairy Queen, farmhouse.
Okay. Did you like it?
I mean, it's fast food, you know.
I was in a sorority, Phi Mu. I volunteered at Children's Miracle Network hospitals. I did like church volunteering, and I was a member of a couple different clubs. Yeah.
I was involved in campus ministries, and I did intramural sports.
TA for anatomy and physiology.
None on campus, but I just played soccer.
So I've been working at the VA for like 5 or 6 years now, and then before that I was working at East Central Regional, so doing psych stuff for like 3 years.
Did you like working there?
No.
Swimming all 4 years in high school.
The historian of pre-nursing society. I was the secretary of pre-nursing society, and I was the vice president of the French club.
I was in a sorority. I was a Delta Zeta at Georgia College and State University. I did intramural soccer for 2 years, and then I also was a minor in dance.
I did volunteering off campus back home in Savannah with the Savannah Homeless Authority, and we would like go out into the community to the homeless like in veterans and stuff, and like do medical assessments, so making sure that they had proper care on their feet and things like that, nutrition and stuff. And then I also helped out with their tiny home project as well in Savannah. So those are like volunteering things. Then on campus, I was in a number of clubs. It was so many, it doesn't make any sense.
Never, boring person, don't do nothing.
I was a TA for anatomy.
I was in a sorority for a little bit.
I was a founding father and executive member of a fraternity on the Somerville campus. I've been in German Shepherd Dog Rescue for about 2 years before I started attending college. And I do a community service usually downtown at one of the churches.
Executive board for Black Student Nurse Association and the National Honor Society.
So I kind of did a lot of art club. I also kind of volunteered with helping freshman students get registered for classes. So that was my things.
I was a competitive dancer, and I was also a dance choreographer.
What type of dance?
Hip hop.
Nice.
I am a student athlete here. I play softball here, and I was also in a sorority, 80 Pi.
Absolutely none. I'm strictly academic, no sports.
Well, what about, do you have a family though?
Yes, I do have a family.
I did the crew. I did some of the Black organizations like Black and Blooming.
I was in Alpha Delta Pi sorority, and I was in a pre-nursing society at Georgia.
Well, I was involved in choir and swimming.
I'm a lacrosse coach. That's pretty much it. Played lacrosse.
High school or collegiate?
Youth, like middle school. Mm-hmm.
I was a student mentor for elementary school kids, and then I was in UGA Miracle raising money for CHOA, and I was also part of a sorority there.
Which sorority?
Tried out.
I did a lot of babysitting. That's not really extracurricular.
I was in Young Life at Ole Miss.
I have 4 kids, and I'm married. I was in the military before this, so that was kind of my life before starting school.
I volunteered at the Ronald McDonald House and also at University Hospital in the ER.
Honestly, no, I was not.
What extracurriculars were you involved in prior to nursing school?
I spend a lot of my time with friends going out.
Yes, prior and currently right now, I'm part of Young Life.
Okay.
I was in ROTC in my high school, and then I volunteered with the hospital for a really long time in labor and delivery.
Intramurals, won several intramurals, and I was part of Wesley at UNG.
I was the president of my fraternity for a time, and then I was also the president of the Interfraternal Council for a year before that as well.
Nice. Which fraternity?
Phi Delta Theta.
I was in Kappa Delta sorority and I did FCA. I've been a part of Zeta Tau Alpha for 4 years. I've served as the president and several other roles, and I was also the vice president of Pre-Nursing Society, and I was a member of the Psychology Club.
None.
Church activities.
I joined Pi Kappa Phi, and I was a member for about 3 years.
I was a member of Pre-Nursing Society and Alpha Delta Pi.
I played tennis. I did clubs in high school, but not too much in my prereqs.
Sorority, Alpha Delta Pi, and I was a TA for anatomy.
So, hello from the editing area in the Greenblatt Library. That's where I'm editing this video right now, and we're at 15 minutes right now in the video, so I'm going to cut it off here. Thank you for watching this video all the way through. So we're going to break it up, I guess, into maybe 3 or 4 different video parts. I'm not entirely sure yet. So this will be our where we're coming from video, and the next one I'm going to be working on tomorrow will be where we are now as far as practicum assignment. And that might be very small, so I might add that on to where we're going, but we'll see, because I think the where we're going part will be a little bit longer. So anyway, stick around. I'll include a link somewhere in the thumbnail around here. And then if you also want to see my take on the nursing program and the individual courses, I have some videos there. I'll put that in my Pierre Lafour's Augusta University Nursing playlist. So yeah, just stick around, and thank you for cooperating. I hope you guys like this video a lot.